people of Earth. I'm Dan Lockhart of the Ride of the Valkyrie Dan Lockhart YouTube channel. I'm recording an introduction for my last episode of Season 6. Well, next to the last. I'm going to do a compilation video of all the videos that I did for Season 6, a wrap-up video. But I thought it might be interesting to do a kind of a self-evaluation of my Season 6, Episode 26 video, and get an impression video, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and watch that and talk a little bit about what I have plans for in Season 7 and what's going on here at the Ride of the Valkyrie Dan Lockhart YouTube channel homestead. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with my Season 6 video. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to talk to you at the same time, because it was an interesting video. I'm going to go ahead and start that one right now. Have headphones in to listen to the audio part of that video while I record this one. So I've gone ahead and started it now. And anyway, the Season 6 26 is, I'm riding in the Lake Fork Canyon headed towards Lake City instead of away from Lake City. In my last episode, it was coming out of Lake City in the Lake Fork Canyon. When I made my Veterans Day video, I went out and I did this ride, and I was out for about 4.5 hours or so. So my last several episodes have been the video that was all related to that. So anyway, yeah, Lake Fork Canyon, really beautiful fall day, and as you might recall, I'm riding up to the top of Slumgullion Pass, and Slumgullion Pass was named after a stew. It was a Slumgullion stew because there was a landmass that moved and shifted, and when the landmass moved and shifted, it looked like the stew, and so they called it Slumgullion Pass. And actually, on the pass, Slumgullion Pass, they had some of the landmass shifted so much that the trees were growing at unique angles, kind of leaning over and stuff. Apparently, you can go see these trees that we're talking about, but that's on the old Slumgullion Pass. But this is the paved one now, and headed into Lake City. Absolutely perfect day for a ride, and I was just looking forward to this one so much. As we approach a new riding season, though, I thought I'd share my thoughts with you regarding what I have plans for in the next season. First off, you might recall from an episode or two back that I had talked about my issue with my knee, and as it turns out, I need to get a knee replacement. So I haven't decided exactly when I'm going to do that yet, but it was really bothering me there for a bit. I had a lot of pain, and it was just hard to walk. And so I went in, and I had them take a look at it. They did some x-rays on it, and they ended up giving me cortisone shots in both of my knees. So I need to get a knee replacement, and it was just never really a good time to do something like that, because what I think is I'm going to be down for a couple of months. Probably have to keep my leg elevated and all that stuff. So I'm only going to get one knee replaced to start with. Like I said, just trying to find the right time to get that done is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. I hate to miss out on the summer. I hate to miss out on the fall, winter for skiing and all that. It's never really a good time to do it. So I still need to figure that out. And right now, what I was thinking of was maybe after the end of the 2025 riding season, that I would do it maybe sometime in the first or second week of October. That give me October, November, before the ski season starts for 2025. So we'll just gotta see how it all works out. I may not even get it done. I don't know, maybe I'll go with the shots again, but right now that's something that I need to look at. So you can see my Scotty boy walking around behind me. That's strap me out. Anyway, so that's on the agenda for this year. And if I don't have any conflicts with the surgery for the riding season, Karen asked me this morning, she said, do you have anything planned for this year? And I said, well, not really. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get back out to the Gateway area and go through that canyon that's out there that was carved by the Dolores River out in southwestern Colorado, hour and a half or two south of Grand Junction. And that was just beautiful out there. It's just really outstanding. So, yeah, maybe start with that. It's not too far from Moab. Maybe I'll venture across the border and go into Moab. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to go tell my dog to be quiet because I don't want him barking on my video. So, is he going to bark some more? Let's see. We'll let it go for now. He's a good boy. He's had some challenges. We had to get a couple of his sarcomas removed off of him. One was on his dew claw. He had a sarcoma on his dew claw on his left front leg. And then on his right rear leg, one of his toes had the same type of sarcoma. So we thought we were going to be dealing with some cancer issues going forward. But so far, that happened. The last one happened in February this year. And he's doing really good now. So we'll just have to wait and see. He's going to be 12 years old in November. That's going to be a hard loss when that time comes because I just love this guy so much. He's such a good boy. But anyway, 2025, maybe go out to that canyon out by Gateway, which is on the very western border of Colorado. And to get there from here is probably, I'm going to have to guess, is 3.5 hours, 4 hours, maybe more. Go out that way and maybe head south. And I've kind of already done that route once when I went down to Mesa Verde in the Four Corners area. But it's a really beautiful part of the state. But from Crested Butte here, whichever direction you go, if you go almost straight west, it's going to take 4.5 hours to get out to the western border. If you go southwest down to the Durango area, which is right before you go out of the state, Four Corners area, that's probably another 4.5, 5 hour ride from here. So these are going to be like a few day rides, maybe a week or something. I haven't really got it all planned out yet, but those are the things that I'm looking at doing. Another possibility might be to do a north to south ride to Colorado, from one border north to the border south in Colorado. I did a couple summers ago. I did the I-70 ride from the western state border to the eastern state border, but I could go the other way too. If I did that, I'd probably stay in the western side of the state and go from border to border on the western side because it's just prettier. You get out on the other side of the mountains, on the eastern side of the mountains, you get out into the plains, it gets kind of boring out there. It's just farmland and ranch land. But we'll have to see. There's an awful lot to see in this state. Lots of parks, state parks, national parks. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. The bike's pretty much ready to go. I haven't done anything to it over the winter time, and I'll bet it'll start right up. I will have to find that out here pretty soon, because what's the date? Today is like the 12th or 13th of April, and you know, riding season. Could probably start riding right now. It's pretty nice out. A little bit windy, but there's still quite a bit of snow on the ground out there, but nothing on the roads or anything, so I could probably start riding anytime. We'll see how that goes. But after this episode, S626, I'm going to do a wrap-up episode, and then we'll start season 7. So, anyway, if you happen to be riding in Colorado and you're riding in Southwest Colorado, definitely hit me up. I have a friend on the F6C forum. His name is Britman. His real name is Paul Smith, but he's been through this part of the state a number of times. When he goes out on long rides, thousands of miles. But yeah, if you come to Colorado, going on the highway, Colorado Highway 149 through Lake City in that direction, some Golden Pass, is something that you really don't want to miss. If you go on some Golden Pass, you can keep going south and come around through Durango, and if you come up on the other side, then you can go through like Silverthorne, but when you come out of Durango and Silverton is the word that I was looking for, Silverton and Durango, if you come out that way, you go over the $1 Million Highway. That's a beautiful ride. Now, I've done that a couple times, several times, the other way, north-south instead of south-north. But I've done it before in my pickup and camper. I've never gone from south to north on my motorcycle, but I'm sure that ride would be just as outstanding as it was going the other way. So, I don't know, I may do that loop from here to go down from Crescent Butte to Durango, circle back and come back that way, because it's really, really beautiful out there. It all depends. There's so many things that are interconnected at this point, you know, my knee and other things that are going around here. But I'm looking forward to the riding season as much as I know everybody that watches this video is probably already riding or looking forward to it as much as I am. So anyway, back to the video that I'm watching here that I'm going to comment on for the rest of the ride. There's a natural alpine lake called Lake San Cristobal that was actually formed from the result of that landmass move that formed the New Slumgolian. When that moved, that rock side blocked off a channel to the lake fork, the Gunnison Lake Fork, and it blocked it off, and it formed this natural alpine lake. And it's a really beautiful, if you get a chance to go see Lake San Cristobal, it's really beautiful. It's just this really awesome blue color, just amazing. And I may do that the next time I go down that direction, go around the lake as well. We'll have to kind of wait and see. The day that I did this ride, the weather was, you couldn't ask for better weather. It was a little cool in the morning, so I had to wait until it warmed up a little bit. I think I left the house around 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. And I got back to the house by, I don't know, 3 or 4, somewhere around there. And then as a result of that, I had 4 hours of video that I've been producing these videos with. And in this one, I'm going to put this video from this camera in a frame on the top of the other video. So, and I also did an audio track while I was riding on that one too, so I'm going to have to figure out how to blend all that in. But The mountains around this pass are just amazingly beautiful, especially in the fall. Yeah, I've ridden over this, I've driven over this pass once or twice in the Corvette too. It's a really decent ride. There's lots of things that you would expect, campgrounds and places where you can go fishing and all that kind of stuff. There's a couple campgrounds out this way that I like to take the camper out to. I'm listening to myself talk about that natural alpine lake. Yes. In terms of the weather, this winter weather, it was probably the coldest winter that we've had since we've lived up here in Crested Butte, which has gone on 11 years now. In November, it started out, it was early November when we had our first sub-zero mornings. And that carried on all the way to the end of January. So we had sub-zeros for 3 months, and it was cold. And I'll tell you, a couple of those weeks it got, minus 15, minus 20. And then with my knee and everything, I didn't get up on the mountain as much as I wanted to go skiing this year. But this area of southwestern Colorado here, there's a whole bunch of dirt passes that the dirt bikers love. They get up on some of those really high mountain passes on the dirt trails. I mean, they're up there, man. I know 13,000 feet, whatever. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I've been watching Brock and some of his videos that he made, those trips through Colorado. Yeah, Brock is a friend of Sean Kerr, the guy that makes bikes and beards. And Brock does a lot of dirt biking, but and he's made several videos this last season from this trip on the BDR. So he's a very experienced dirt biker. It's interesting to watch his videos. Yeah, now I'm talking about the light in the fall. When all the trees go yellow, you get this kind of amber light that comes into the house or wherever you're at. It has this really, for me anyway, it has this really calming effect. It's this beautiful yellow light, soft yellow. And this section of the pass that I'm on right now, we're coming up on an area where it has been devastated by the pine beetle. Colorado used to have these amazing pine forests until we got the beetle. And that's probably been going on for, I'm going to say, at least 20 years now. When Karen and I got married, we went to Estes Park. We drove up over Trail Ridge Road down to Rocky Mountain National Park, and there was this beautiful pine forest on the east side as you go down, kind of heading towards Steamboat Springs. And we'd been up there a few years ago, and everything was just completely devastated by the pine beetle. They had cut down all the trees, and it was just like, it was all leveled. I mean, there was nothing left. It was amazing. And this pass has similar areas to that, which I wish I wish the people that manage the forest would get in there and get all that dry wood out of there, because it's just a tinderbox. One lightning strike, one errant spark, that thing is just going to take off like you won't believe. We had a fire in Colorado 6 or 7 years ago that was started by an ember from the Silverton to Durango steam engine train, and that fire burned for months. 3 months, 4 months. They really had a hard time getting a handle on that. And if this area, and there's other areas in the state, but this area in particular on Slungolia, if there's ever something like that, this thing is just going to burn forever. And it'll really be sad if that happens. I wish they'd really get in there and clean up a lot of this dead forest. And I've seen some minor activity for that, but nowhere near that it needs to be to get that all cleaned out. I just commented on the smell. I love that fall smell. It's a whole thing all by itself. Yeah, I just made a comment about the Gunnison County, how big it is. It is massive. And Colorado is the 8th largest state in the country. So, yeah, I'm hoping that my friends on the F60 forum get to come riding out this way, because it's something. It's definitely worth your time. If you're looking for a lot of fun places to ride, my state has it, for sure. When I did this ride, I hardly saw anybody out on that highway. I think I saw maybe 3 guys riding motorcycles and a handful of cars here and there, out looking at the colors probably. But just an easy ride, fun to ride. And you never really see that much wildlife on these highways either. They're out there, I can guarantee. You can't see deer and elk, but it's been a long time since I've been riding my motorcycle that I've actually seen any animals that have come out to the highway. Watch me jinx it. Yeah. These are areas in the state that, unless you are intentionally going to visit these areas, if you're from Colorado, it's highly likely that you probably haven't seen these before, because it takes a little while to get to them. Yeah, I was going to say, even living in southwest Colorado in Crescent Butte on the western slope, and going to, if you go west or you go south, it's still going to take you 4 hours to get there. So it's still a pretty healthy drive or ride. So there's a lot of stuff out this way that's still pretty isolated, which I like. I love it, as a matter of fact. When I first got the bike, I kind of felt pretty good about riding out here in rural Colorado, because there's so many less people that make stupid mistakes and pull in front of you or whatever. I mean, it could still happen. You have to deal with tractors and lumber trucks and things like that, but there's a lot less people, so there's a lot less stupid people that are out there on the road. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of this video. I'm going to thank you all for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. The compilation video will be my last video of season 6, and then we're going to crank right into season 7. It's that time of the year. So we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. We'll see you later on.